Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Well, we picked up a little dusting of snow overnight. Most of you, that's what you're seeing this morning. It's not too bad out there. I'm going to, after this, head to church. And on my way, I may do another little live hit just to let you see the road conditions. But otherwise, I don't think it's any big deal. It's pretty much what was forecast. Just a little trace, a little dusting, not much to make any major impact on travel. As you can see by the radar, we've got most of the snow is off to the northeast, but there's still these little spurts of snow that are coming through this morning here in southern Kentucky, and they don't last very long. They're mostly flurries and just a little light flurry snow shower, and then they're gone. But for the most part, skies are trying to clear back to the west. And I know this map looks like a big mess, and it is mostly because it's highlighting all the advisories that are out there. So I'll break them all down for you so you can tell what's what. All of Tennessee, pretty much every county in Tennessee is under a winter storm warning. And that's for what's coming tonight and during the day tomorrow. As I mentioned yesterday, if you were watching this, I mentioned their criteria is just a little bit different than our criteria here in Southern Kentucky or in the state of Kentucky for that matter. And so their thresholds are a little bit different because the further south you go, any kind of winter weather makes even more of an impact on drivers, especially. So their criteria is a little more uh, impactful. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Winter storm warning for Tennessee, heavy snow possible. Total accumulations of 3 to 5, with locally higher amounts around 6. That's where the big snow is going to be. If you want big snow, as I mentioned yesterday, it's going to be further south of us. All of Middle Tennessee under that winter storm warning, starting at 6 o'clock this evening, going until 6 a.m. Tuesday. That means it's pretty much going to snow all day tomorrow in Middle Tennessee. Travel difficult, as it says. Wind chills as low as 5 below 0. Talking about frostbite and hypothermia. We talked about this yesterday. So their thresholds have bumped up into the next category. So that's all the way to the Kentucky border. So I know what you're thinking now. What about us? So let's click on us, and we have a winter weather advisory. Now, that winter weather advisory is also going to go through Tuesday morning. Snow is expected, total snow accumulations of 2 to 4 inches. That's just kind of laying it out as we see the stripe of possible accumulation. Now, this could vary. As I've been saying, we've been watching this the last few days, and it's gone anywhere from, 1 to 2 to 2 to 3, then back to 1 to 3. And then, so I think the Weather Service just said, let's just lay this out since it's the first one. We're going to say 2 to 4 and go with a winter weather advisory. So that is especially around the Lake Cumberland area. As you can see, Monroe, Russell, Cumberland, Clinton counties, 6 o'clock this evening, again, all the way to 6 a.m. Tuesday. So let's go back a little further west. There's actually a two-tiered advisory here. Our advisory for Bowling Green West is more in that 1 to 3. So the higher amounts, as I was mentioning yesterday and pointing out to you, is going to be south and southeast of the Bowling Green area. So you kind of, again, we use I-65 as a good divider from north to south. Anywhere east of I 65 stands a better chance of getting measurable snow of 2 to 4, while we from Bowling Green, I 65 West, better chance of a 1 to 3. And so that's going to be the big deal as far as how much snow we're going to get. But as I like to say, it's all about potential impact and not about how much snow we're going to get. But if you want snow, real snow that's going to make for a crazy time for the next couple of days, you go south into Tennessee and maybe over toward Lake Cumberland. That's where the most of the snow appears to be set up. And we're going to watch back here to the west today to see all this kind of, start to move in. There's nothing going on back there right now, but eventually it's all going to start to spread east, and that'll make it our turn to get something significant. Significant for us is a little more than what we've got this morning with the dusting. For us, it's like an inch, inch and a half, 2 inches of snow. For us, that's significant because we just don't normally get that much snow. So we're going to be partly cloudy to partly sunny today. There will be a mix of sun and clouds. And we're going to, that's the other thing is the high today is only going to be near 20. 20. That's it for a high temperature. We're not going to get any warmer than that. So the foundation of cold air has been established. It's here. The coldest part of the season so far is here, and it's going to be with us all week. There's no changing that. That's a 100% chance. Not even a chance. It's reality. Okay, here's a look at temperatures as of 5:53 this morning as I'm doing this podcast. Look at this. Teens everywhere. Maybe a few 20s here and there. 15 up in Litchfield, 14 in Ohio County near Hartford, 18s here in Bowling Green. It's a little bit warmer to the east where there's a few clouds acting as a blanket. Look at this, 12 right down in Christian County and Hopkinsville. This is, for some of you, this is as warm as it's going to get today. That's it. Upper teens to about 20. So we're not going to get any warmer as we stay mainly partly cloudy. And then the next round of some light snow starts to move in tonight and pretty much during the day tomorrow. Let me show you that proof in the temperatures. The model blender showing that we're going to only be near 20 today, maybe 22 tomorrow as the snow falls. So well below freezing. We're not going to get above freezing until maybe Thursday at the earliest. So we get 20s, we get teens, and then we see lows in the teens and single digits. That's still coming. Now on Thursday, another system is coming in. And as you can see, we get up to above freezing, 37. But then we fall back another 10 degrees on Friday with that system passing through. And we go back into the 20s, daytime, single digits at nighttime, more snow coming. Those of you that have been wanting snow, saying we never get snow and probably will never get snow again, I kept telling you, just hang in there, hold on, be a little more patient. It's going to happen, and it's happening. One snow system after the other. This week is going to be all about the cold and the snow. There you see, it's going to happen again this coming weekend. Then we warm back up, and I do see us staying a little more, a little warmer into the 40s and even low 50s by not this coming Wednesday, but the Wednesday after, the 24th of January. So we are going to warm up, but this week into the weekend, it's going to stay quite cold. No changing that. And that pretty much is a sure bet, 100%. That we can be sure of, no, regardless of how much snow we get or don't get, that is a certainty. Okay. Here's a look at the maps this morning, and we can see these parade of systems coming in and coming out. Here we go with what came through this morning. It's now east of us, this frontal boundary. High pressure takes over temporarily for today. And here comes our next system spreading snow and even a mix to ice into parts of Texas. But we're going to get the snowy part because of this Arctic high pressure and this Arctic air mass. And that's why we have just what's different about this is instead of being an upper level system in the atmosphere, it's more low level. And so it's tapping into the jet stream, and it's enhancing this area of moisture and spreading it east. It's almost like when you take peanut butter or something and you spread it over your sandwich, your bread. It's kind of like that, taking the knife and just kind of spreading it out. That's what's happening here in the atmosphere. And it's just going to spread that snow eastward. It's there, it's coming. So here we go into tonight. Snow begins overnight, then during the day tomorrow. And there's on the Tennessee side, you see the darker blue. That's where some of the heavier snow is going to set up. Now, it doesn't stop at the border. We all know that weather does not pay attention to borders, but Nashville is responsible for the weather going up to the Kentucky border. So they've just painted it in there. But we know that it's going to overlap the state border. And some of us in our southern counties, from about Bowling Green south, Logan Simpson, Allen, Monroe, all those places, Burkesville, Cumberland County, Clinton County, that's where you stand to get maybe that 2 to 4 inches of snow tomorrow and into Tuesday. You see it there. Actually, this is Monday midday, afternoon, and evening. Heavier snows go into eastern Kentucky, and there's still plenty of snow back here to the west, even Monday night into Tuesday morning. That feature moves on. More Arctic cold. In fact, the coldest still to come Tuesday into Wednesday with another break. But here comes another system, one to the north and one to the west. And because this Arctic foundation of cold air has been established, then it's all going to be snow. There's no chance of rain or anything else mixing in with this. It's all going to be snow. So, those of you that want the snow, you're going to get it. How much? That remains to be seen. Here we go into Friday, still snow in the forecast. Then into Saturday, that moves on, followed by another cold high pressure. But in this time, we're going to be series of systems will stop for a while, allowing us to get on the backside of the high, get a little bit warmer air in here, as you saw in the model blender, and that's going to warm us up enough to where we're not going to see another system behind it with snow. It's just going to be a little break and a warm up, followed by yet another system as we get into the following week. But then by that time, I think we will have warmed up enough to keep it from being snow. But we've got two or really three more little systems to come through. And each one of these is going to be snow and it's going to be very cold. That's probably the bigger story, I would say, more than anything else, is how cold it's going to be. All right. So we have early morning wind chills today, more like +5 or around zero this morning in some cases, because it's, as you saw, temperatures in the teens and 20s. But north of us, the wind chills are like 10 below or worse. Tomorrow, light snow moves in. Tuesday, light snow ending by sunrise. And then those minimum wind chill values, 5 below to 5 above. Wednesday, the coldest, dry. wind chills -5 to -10. That's coming. All right, let's look at the blast coming in. As I said, 110% chance that this is going to happen. Confidence as high as you can go on the scale. And look at this, wind chill of 3 by this morning. In some cases, when that wind picks up a little bit, there is a little bit of a breeze, but the coldest air is up here north of the Ohio River, where they're feeling like it's -12, -14, -10, Louisville -6. That's wind chill factor. Okay. So if you're going north, it's the worst there. And then through early Wednesday, as I've mentioned before, some of the coldest air of the season comes in. 100% chance of these single digit and below zero wind chills today, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, we start to warm it up just a little bit. Confidence in that very high. Okay, we are under or will be under a winter weather advisory, as I showed you on the radar map. Uh, the winter weather advisories where they have the highest confidence that we'll get some snow. Plus, it also means there's going to be impact on the roads. Not so much what's out there this morning. What's out there this morning is a dusting. It's powdery. It blows off the roadways, and I think we're okay this morning. So if you're going to church or whatever, I think you should be okay. There's going to be icy spots, certainly. But you see all the purple shaded counties? That's where the highest confidence is. And here, medium to almost high confidence in getting measurable snow starting tonight and throughout the day tomorrow into Tuesday morning. Here is where you could see that 1 to 3, and then closer to the Tennessee border, Somerset, Campbellsville, Corbin, London, those areas, that's where you're going to see the maybe 2 to 4. Okay. So winter weather advisory goes into effect tonight. Snowfall amounts through Tuesday. This is the low end potential. See, it says right here, low end snowfall amount. So on the lower end of things, a dry, powdery snow, this one's going to use, instead of a usual 10-to-1 ratio, it's going to be more of a 15-to-1 or 18-to-1. So it's not going to take much to make an impact. So south of Bowling Green and right around that Cumberland Plateau area is where we're looking at the best setup on the low end. And you're like, okay, Chris, come on. What about the high end? I want to see the high end. I want to see the real numbers. I want to see the high numbers because the low end is not, that's not fascinating enough. So here it is. But again, we're not certain, as you can see down at the bottom, confidence and snow potential is medium to kind of leaning high. Okay. We'll have to start to get into this event before we can become more confident. Because as I've told you before, snow is the hardest thing to predict. Maybe 3 inches of snow for Bowling Green on the high end of things. That's why I said 1 to 3. Lesser amounts to the north. So unusual. This is almost like flip flopped. Less amounts of snow to the north of Bowling Green, higher amounts of snow south of Bowling Green and especially east. 3 inches here, maybe Campbellsville, 6 to 6, maybe Albany, Lake Cumberland, that area. Again, you see where the emphasis is. It is south and east of Bowling Green for tonight, tomorrow, into early Tuesday. That's on the high end of things. So it could be as little as an inch or two, or it could be 3. Hopefully you understand that. It's going to be somewhere in between, maybe 2. Wind chill, we talked about this yesterday. It's still an issue out there. Travel is going to be, it's going to become a thing. It's going to be travels tomorrow morning as you try to get into work is going to be an issue. Uh, it's going to be one of those things where, yes, the roads are treated, but it's probably going to be too cold for that salt and brine that they put down to be as effective as it could be. Uh, so in those cases where there's higher amounts of snow, there's going to have to be some scraping that'll have to be done. But it's not going to be impassable or impossible. Just know that when anytime we get even just a couple of inches of snow here, um, you know, especially when it's coming down, people get a little crazy. They don't know how to steer. They don't know how to hit the brakes, and all that kind of stuff. And it could get a little wonky. So that's all I'm saying. Just keep that in mind. I'll have another update. I might do one this evening, but more likely in the morning as you're getting up way early to go to work and figure on your travel. If anything changes today, I'll let you know. But I'm getting ready to go to church. In fact, I'm a little late. I got to get there in the next few minutes. But I may try to do a video just to let you see how the roads are here in Bowling Green. All right, you guys. Today's high 20. Tonight's low 11. That's it. Winter weather advisory. Snow showers again tonight. God bless you. Thank you for watching and have a great Sunday.